Alright. Hello guys and welcome back to the Mania World Cup 2015 4-Key Tournament. If you're just joining us, we're about to start with some great matches, and if you're here from a little bit ago, we are continuing the group stage. The matches we have going on right now are the Russian Federation versus Norway, Peru versus Brazil, and Sweden versus Argentina. We should be getting started with these in just a little bit. We will also let you know what match we're going to cover in just a moment. I'm also joined with Zach. How are you doing, man?
Doing good, a little tired, but I'm going strong.
Alright, I do believe later on we will have Tasha and Deadbeat with us, but as of right now, we're not exactly sure where they went. They might still be just kind of taking that lovely break that we just had. Yeah, it is unfortunate. We should be hearing from those guys soon though. So don't freak out too much, Twitch chat. They'll be back. I guess now would be a good time to actually go for some of the results of the previous matches. We have seen quite a bit of stomps here. Most of them have been like the match Germany versus Australia was 4-0 in favor of Australia. Denmark versus Malaysia was 4-0 in favor of Malaysia. Netherlands versus Indonesia, it was 1-4 in favor of Indonesia. Singapore versus South Korea was 0-4 in favor of South Korea. Poland versus Japan was 0-4 in favor of Japan. Italy was 1-4 in favor of the Philippines. Italy versus Philippines, sorry. Unfortunately, Vietnam versus Chile was a win by default. Chile did not show. Thailand versus China was 0-4 in favor of China. South Korea versus Brazil was 4-0 in favor of South Korea. Argentina versus Malaysia, which was our tiebreaker match today, was 4-3 in favor of Argentina. Israel versus the United Kingdom was a win by default. Unfortunately, Israel was not able to show. Finland versus France was 0-4 in favor of France. Norway versus Indonesia was 0-4 in favor of Indonesia. So that should get us all caught up on the current matches as of now, and we'll be getting underway with the next matches in just a moment. Yeah, I do apologize if my microphone's a little bit on the quiet side. I'll go ahead and try to adjust that now. How's that sound for you? That any better? And yes, this is a 4K tournament. Alright, and remember guys, if you want to look at what the matches have been beforehand, you are free to check the wiki. We try to update that usually after every stage, so those will be available for you to check out. Just make sure to keep an eye on it, just in case you miss anything throughout the week. I cannot say with a shadow of a doubt, Pulp Gadget, that I have ever played Sakura Clicker. Never heard of that game. Whoa. Lewd. So very lewd. All right, so it looks like we're going to be watching the Russian Federation versus the Norway match. So we will be getting over to that real quick. It does look like all of our players have logged into it. We have Bubbles X, Dereku, and Al AJ. I'm just gonna call him Alajek. Yeah, there we go. And then for Norway we have Stan, Lai, and Heg. I do not know. I do stream on Twitch, but this is not the place nor the time for it. So let's actually keep on pace for the Mania World Cup, guys. Alright, and we should be getting into the warm-up. It looks like this might be the warm-up match that they're going to use. It looks like it's Plan 8, the another difficulty. So we should see this in just a moment.
If it's the map I'm thinking of, then it's a pretty hard one.
It sounds like it'd be quite difficult, actually. Well, Radstone, no, I do have Zach with me, but it does look like a few of our other commentators had to take a step out. I was a little bit absent during the first stages, so I don't mind being the only one here. I'll go ahead and try to pick up the pace and bring up the hype for everybody here, and hopefully we'll have a good time. And hopefully these teams will be able to give their best performance and we can see a great match played today. Alright, and we're about to get this first warm-up underway. It looks like a Hig will actually be using Hidden, and it also seems like Alk. I am not going to be able to pronounce those names, and I apologize. But Ajalik, yeah, we're gonna go with that, is also using Hidden. So I apologize, and to the players, if you catch these streams after the match, if you go back and look at your performance, please feel free to send me a private message on how to properly pronounce your name, and I will definitely get to that, because I feel bad when I can't.
I find it somewhat surprising to see people using Hidden during the tiebreakers when they won't use it during the actual match.
Yeah. Well, I know last year we had a few players like October Scream and a few people that actually used like flashlight and stuff, and it was just to help with how they actually read the notes. It made it easier because there wasn't as much playfield to worry about. So I kind of get the idea that maybe Hidden kind of helps with that too in some aspect. I've always noticed it's kind of felt a little bit easier to get 300s when using Hidden, because you no longer use just your eyes. And I'm not saying you only use just your eyes, but without it being there, you kind of have to default back to the music a lot more. Oh, I do believe I did call Slender Money. Yeah. I think I did call Slender Money Slender Monkey once, and I apologize for that, man. Alright, and that is our first warm-up, and it looks like the Russian Federation is going to take that first warm-up match. Decent performance from everybody there. A little bit low on the accuracy side from Hig and Dereku. Both around 93.52 for Dereku and 78 respectively for Hig. That wasn't a very large score difference, but definitely close. So we should see a good match coming from these guys as we move on to our next warm-up. Very true. Hidden was used by Hig, so you gotta kind of give him that. no idea telling if his performance would have been better without Hidden, as some Mania players prefer to use it. I'm not exactly sure if he's a Hidden only player or not, but we will see that as we go on further.
I would just like to inform Darkstorm that no, this is not CTB.
Nope, that was, what, 3 months ago?
Yes, that was 3 months ago when we did the Catch the Bee World Tournament for World Cup.
Yes.
This is the Mania World Cup.
Now, if you really like CTB so much and you just can't live without it, you could always go to the OS Live YouTube channel and go rewatch some of those previous matches and relive your CTB World Cup fantasies. Yes, Radstone, to kind of talk to you a little bit while we're waiting for the next warm-up. You are right. There will be a 7K Mania World Cup as well. What we have done this year is, instead of trying to run both tournaments at the exact same time and have an extremely exhausted and tired out staff, we've decided to split them into 2 separate events. That way it gives us more time to plan for them and more time to do cool things like team showcases and stuff like that. And it also makes it a little bit easier on us, so we don't have like a crazy 30-hour group stage where everybody's pretty much half dead by the end of it. This year it's only going to be a 15-hour group stage, which is a lot more reasonable than what we were dealing with last year when we did this. The 7K tournament, wait, was that the second warm-up? It might have been the second warm-up. Did we just not see the first one?
I'm pretty sure it was the first one.
That's what I thought. I was almost positive it was the first warm-up, but then again, we didn't get to know who we were streaming till very late. Mr. Locktav.
Well, it looks like we have the next warm-up loaded up now.
Alright, and this is Sound Voltex 3 Gravity Wars. Y'all, Legend D, KK's Gravity.
This should be interesting to watch.
Okay, so yeah, we were right. That was this is going to be the first the second warm-up. Sorry. Ooh, that's actually a good question from the chat. Is Osmania closest to that other game that he's talking about? And no, because the cool thing about Osmania is it really depends on how the mapper creates it. There are plenty of charts that follow different styles, so it's really just kind of hard to say, is it closest to this game mode, is it closest to that game mode, because you can kind of make different game modes for it. Also, Jesse Snimple, I'm guessing, or Sniple, whatever, sniping, blah blah blah. I do believe that the 7K Mania tournament will probably take place after the OS World Cup. At least, I'm pretty sure Locktab has it written down somewhere, so definitely look at the wiki for estimated dates. That might be the best thing to do. Because, you know, like I said, they just chained me up like a week before these things happen, and they're like, you're gonna do it. And I'm like, okay, please don't beat me.
Think the client locked up there for a little while?
Yeah, it looks like Phobos X had a little bit of an issue.
Hopefully that does not continue in the actual match.
Or we'll be all like Michael Bay lag explosions again.
I'm sure a lot of people are really excited to see Styan playing, since he's known as one of the best players in the world for 4-key and is also known as the fastest player.
Yes. So the Twitch asks what is happening, and to explain that is we're having a little bit of an issue when it comes to some of our people staying connected. We will work on the connection issue as quick as we possibly can. Usually these are resolved before the warm-ups are done. They are possible though, and that is unavoidable in the nature of how this tournament is run, everyone. You have to remember that these are connections coming from all over the world, and unfortunately not everyone has the best internet, and when these things do happen, we try our best to make sure it is as fair as possible and follows the guidelines and rules that we have set. And if you don't want to listen to all that fancy rule stuff, yeah, you can just say I broke it. That's cool. It's acceptable. Kaboom. No, guys, they have not started yet. That was the second warm-up, and we will be going into the bans in just a moment. We will be listing those off as soon as we get them. We do apologize if the stream is still having any issues. If you see user connect or disconnect from the square, there is a good chance they will be back. Do not worry, as these things happen. It's not anything to get upset about. It's usually corrected and fixed within the moment.
Yeah, it's thankful that it usually doesn't happen during the actual matches.
Yeah.
The warm-ups last for 2 maps, so it kind of differs based on how long it takes for the teams to pick their warm-ups, as well as how long the warm-ups themselves are.
Yes. And of course, as we've said before, like if a player disconnects on a warm-up, as it's a warm-up map, they're not actually disconnecting from the game itself. They're just disconnecting from the room. They're still playing the map. Both Stalin and Phobos X were probably still warming up to that map. It's just if they lose connection to the tournament client, we cannot see what's going on. It doesn't mean that they've stopped. It just means we can no longer see it. And their scores will not register, that vice versa, all that jazz. All right, and it looks like the bans are in. We have, for the Russian Federation, they have banned Lucid Critical Star and Analyze. Okay, and then for Norway, we seem to have Couple Breaking and Goodbye Tears removed from this one. So that is the bans that we have.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen Couple Breaking or Goodbye Tears played at all the entire tournament so far.
I almost read in the parentheses that Analyze the mapper. That is a very interesting mapping name.
Yeah, that's quite the username.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure how that's still there, but hey, stuff happens. Okay, so basically to explain why B-maps get banned while we're waiting for them to start and they're going to be using Vision, is we started introducing beatmap bans to kind of give players the ability to strategize on how they're going to win. It isn't as intense when using Mania because anything can be anything towards mod usage, but it still will allow the players to like, hey, we're not strong at this song, let's get rid of it. You know, it gives them the ability to play the field a little bit. Ban out something they know they might not be able to play well. or vice versa, ban something that they know the other people might be able to play well. It brings a little bit of mind game into the strategy, not just skill alone. Alright, and as we start to get into this, it does look like Hig is going to stay with Hidden, so my assumption that he was a Hidden player might actually pan out here.
It looks like we have a couple drops from Phobos.
Yeah, that's not going to be too great. It has brought the play score a little bit back to even. They seem to be equally tied, bouncing back and forth between. As long as the accuracies can stay high, though, it looks like Norway might be able to take this. But of course, the single most mistake, 1/200 could cost you it. That's what's so crazy about Mania. You have to keep your accuracy ridiculously high.
Yeah, it looks like Russia's pulling a little bit ahead on this one so far.
Oh yeah, they did manage to bring him back. Norway must
Even with the misses from Phobos, he's still holding very high accuracy.
Indeed. And Dereku holding a 99.96% there. It's a shame because Legvar right there is holding a double S, but it's just not enough to help boost them over. It is keeping their score incredibly close, but just not close enough. And that is actually going to be a first win for the Russian Federation, guys. Taking that first win, very impressive.
Very impressive score from Lick, though, getting an SS.
Yeah. Like I said, it was very impressive that he managed to get that double S. It's just it wasn't enough to help. Unfortunately, the 6 misses from Stalin and Statin or I don't know. Styan. There we go.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go with that. But the 6 misses there it was just like it was too much. The 100% couldn't carry over.
Yeah, he just seemed to have screwed up really early in and just couldn't pull back after that.
Yeah. It's unfortunate, but these things do happen. Alright, and it looks like Anemone. Is that how you say that? I don't even know. Oh man, my pronunciation. Crispy, it's just Crispy Joybot in SCU. It's a good song. You'll like it. It's a special difficulty. I approve. I can't say name.
I'm not very good with names, but I'm friends with Styan.
Yes. Oh God! I just realized what I said there. I don't know how to say that. Mao. Well, actually, I have a good reason for my pronunciation being extra terrible. I mean, it's always terrible, but it's extra terrible, but I don't want to get into it.
I wouldn't say I'm necessarily to the rescue, as with other names I will probably do absolutely dreadful. To answer Brainstorm, some people just prefer to play better with Hidden or they prefer to play with hidden because it helps them just read the notes easier. And since everything in this tournament is free mod, then hidden is allowed if someone chooses to use it.
Yeah.
Oh? Oh! Norway took that back right at the end.
Yeah, I do see that. By a mere,
Phobos choked and got some misses.
yeah, by a mere, what's that, like
5,000 points.
5,000 points, yeah. That's ridiculous. All right, and it looks like we'll be going into the next one. They have brought it 1-1. So maybe come back to real. Oh, we're going to do We Met Dead Night.
Nice. Sad Tasha isn't here, though.
Yeah, I know he was actually looking really forward to hearing that song. Bushijo Alice, when it comes to that, like, obviously I can't give too good of a understanding for Mania, as I haven't really played too much of Mania. More of the stuff I played was Step Mania, but as hidden as a mod, as it's one of my favorite mods and one of the mods I play the most, if you want to go back to normal playing after playing hidden for so long, it's gonna take a while, because you're not gonna be used to approach circles when it comes to standard. So I can imagine with Mania, you're probably not going to be used to having to watch your notes hit the judgment window, because with hidden, obviously you're not really worried about the judgment window. You're worried about seeing the position of the notes before they fall to the judgment window, and then just using the sound to base your presses from there. You're not really focusing on timing it up to the judgment window nearly as much. You're using your ears more. So getting used to removing hidden, you'd probably have to go around and play a few songs that aren't as ridiculous as you're used to, and maybe even slow down the not by much. I know they say if you start playing with a faster scroll speed, you need to keep it there, because constantly adjusting that will mess with you. I know some people adjust it depending on each song. Other people will adjust it like different ways. But I think the best way to get used to it, like, see, I have no idea how Hig right here is even managing to play. Like, I mean, there's literally nothing there. And see, he has dropped. Now it's giving him a lot more vision back, and now he's doing a little bit decenter. The more vision it blocks, the harder it's got to be. I wasn't actually giving his eyes from standard. I was trying to use I was trying to use standard and convert it into Mania, kind of. Because I honestly don't know too much. But that looks like Russian Federation is going to be able to take that for a win.
I would say when it comes to adjusting back to no mod after using hidden for a while, it's just, you just got to keep trying to play no mod and just keep it up until you finally adjust again.
Yeah, actually, I wonder if I'm even pronouncing that right. Is Hig right? Is that how you'd say it? Hig? Please, Hig, explain to me. It's fun with hidden. It is fun. All right, and it looks like we're going to be doing Azul next. Oh. Like, okay, so I'm still getting Heg from that. But Heg, how do you H-Jeg? Like H-Jeg? I can't get it. It's like H-Jeg. And then it sounds like I'm calling you a jug. And I don't want to call you a jug.
Well, at least now we know he can't read without hidden.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was assuming.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, like I assume like most people like once they get so good with hidden, it becomes like something. Yeah, he jag. H-jag.
While I don't really use mods in Mania, I do know what it's like on Catch the Beat, because I'm a hidden player there, and for the longest time I would use hidden only, and then trying to play no mod, it would just be awful for me.
Like that's why I thought the J was silent, so I was like he, like H-E-G. That's what I thought, like he. Like wanted Zai's like going he, and that's how I'm thinking of it. There's so many different pronunciations. Aside from that, let's move on to the actual match here, as it looks like Norway's got the early lead and loses it almost instantly as I say that.
Commentator
feel
curse.
bad. Yeah. Russian Federation has pulled ahead a little bit further. They're only up by about 4,000 points, something like that. It's very close. Kexosphere, I am sorry, and that's why we're getting away from it. We're moving back to the actual match.
It's looking like this is going to be going back and forth.
Yeah, it does look like the Russian Federation has managed to pull it up, and now they're coming back. All of our players, Hig is at 96% accuracy, slowly dropping. Luik is 99.7, and Stein 100%. Man, these names are just ridiculous. Phobos X 99.65%, Dereku 99.26%. It looks like they're going to be able to stay in the lead here. There's only about a quarter of the song left, so if Norway's going to take this back, they really need the Russian Federation to make a mistake, and they need to continue to play perfectly.
I can just imagine that this map is an absolute nightmare for any hidden player.
Well, like, the higher you get up in the combo, the lower your vision on hidden goes, and that can just, like, look at that. There's, like, almost no reaction time for you there. It's just like, I hope you can read a whole bunch of information in, like, 2 seconds. Have fun. And that is going to be a third win for the Russian Federation. This is now match point. Norway is going to have to win it back. It is going to be very tough. They have a climb. They have to get 2 victories to bring it back to a tiebreaker. Will they be able to do it? I don't know. The only way you're going to be able to find out is if you keep watching. Okay. Busselstrom seems to be having some issues with understanding that 3 FCs against 1 FC, why is that constituted as a win for the Russian Federation? And as we've said before, with Mania, it's not exactly the full combo that's going to get you the victory here. It's your overall accuracy, as combo doesn't matter as much. You can break in Mania and still take an S rank with a miss. So, accuracy is the only thing that matters here. So, as long as you have a really high accuracy, you're going to have a higher score.
I would say that there is a little bit more to it than just simply accuracy, because you can beat a score with less accuracy, but it's honestly a really complicated scoring system when you get really deep into it. So, yeah.
Yeah, doesn't it need more like? Don't you need more Rainbow 300s? And even if you have a bad
I think like having a certain amount of them in a row will start giving you more points than normal, and then so if they're all concentrated in like one area or two, then I think you will have more points than say you had the same number but like spread out across the map.
Right now, it does look like we're seeing a little bit of improvement on Norway's side, but will Hidden be the nail in the coffin? It seems to be keeping the score at the higher point here, but if we see another accuracy tank, they might lose this one out. There is only about 25% of the song left, guys, so definitely show support to the team you want to see win, and hopefully we'll see a great match coming out of this.
Yep, here's where we see what happens. Oh.
Yeah, Phobos getting that drop there is actually going to help out Norway considerably.
Oh no.
Oh no. Indeed,
Okay,
but it's still going to be a win for Norway. They brought it back, bringing that to 2-3. Will we see another tiebreaker? All right, and we actually have Juan Crystal with us again. How you doing, man?
Hi, it's Rod. I'm fine,
All
I'm
right.
fine.
And have you been paying attention to the match here? I know you just got out of yours. How'd that go for you, by the way?
We won 4-0. So,
Nice.
we win. But I think this is 2-3. I just heard.
Yeah, there is a possible chance of going to tiebreaker here. If Norway can bring back one more match, we will see a tiebreaker.
Wow. Really close match.
I myself am somewhat rooting for Norway.
Yeah, it has been a little bit on the testy side as Hig seems to be using Hidden throughout the entire thing, and I had said that during the warm-ups that I figured he was a Hidden player, and I was right. So this is kind of interesting to see. A lot of the Twitch chat doesn't quite understand it, or they might understand it and just don't see why he's using it. But as I was saying, when you get to that level of play, when you constantly use Hidden, it becomes like a second nature. Without using Hidden, he would probably do worse.
Yeah, it happens a lot in Mania especially, that even with Flash, there are some players that cannot play with that mode because they play a lot with that mode. I remember October Screen. I think he was a flashlight player too, from the United States.
Yeah, October Screen. He uses flashlight. I'm sorry. I seem to have a little bit of bugging issues. If only Ephemeral could, maybe fix stuff.
Nothing more hammers can't fix.
Okay, the first part is difficult here, as we see. Ling and Cyan
Yeah, I see everyone's accuracy just dropped instantly. Yeah, and Russia has an early lead, so we'll have to see if Norway can catch back up.
I can't imagine this being too easy for Hidden. There's a lot of like Hidden just. Well, they're not hidden per se, but there's a lot of notes that end on them, doubles, and you don't get a lot of time to see that.
What
I
I
think
say would hit the hardest thing with Hidden in Mania is just the fact that your field of view just keeps changing throughout the map, whereas with every other mode, it doesn't really change except for maybe Tycho.
Yeah.
No.
And then he broke his combo. Like, oh no, he didn't. That's just the internet. Oh man, he's breaking the game, folks.
Yeah, but it's really close, I think. Oh. That was a miss from Xiu.
All right.
Oh
So-
no, this is Semon Sakura again. Please no.
And it looks like Russia wins.
Oh no. No. No tiebreaker for us. Unfortunately, Norway gave it their best shot, but it wasn't good enough, and the Russian Federation is going to take that victory. Better luck next time, Norway, as we move on to possibly our next match. Soon? Maybe. I do believe we might be able to look at a little bit of the Peru versus Brazil if it's not already done yet. Oh no. Whoever said Norton antivirus can just know. Just know. No. No.